If you're watching this, make sure to hit subscribe and tap the bell icon now, because you're not going to want to miss the fireworks in this unfolding story. Herman Mashaba has ignited a storm of public scrutiny after questioning why ANC billionaires allegedly can settle a debt of R140,000, a relatively small sum compared to their purported wealth, especially when the court has ordered seizure of assets from the party's headquarters, Luthuli House. What seems like a minor default has turned into a dramatic face-off, exposing glaring contradictions between political rhetoric and financial reality. The drama stems from a legal claim by Ezulweni Investments, a KwaZulu-Natal firm that provided banners, campaign materials and marketing services to the ANC during the 2019 election. The company says the ANC owes it a massive R85 million judgment debt, and interest has driven that liability even higher. After multiple court rulings went in Ezulweni's favor, the dispute escalated. The ANC originally entered an out-of-court settlement on those terms, but allegedly defaulted. As the pressure mounted, the sheriff of the High Court moved in. In early October 2025, with the ANC unable to settle on demand, the sheriff removed office furniture, computers, filing cabinets, kitchen appliances and more from Luthuli House, assets valued at about R140,000. This seizure was highly symbolic, a party of high prestige, under legal compulsion to pay for what might be seen as petty movable goods. The ANC's bank accounts were also frozen, amplifying questions about liquidity and financial management. Enter Herman Mashaba. As a prominent political voice and founder of Action SA, he blasted the discrepancy. How can a party whose leading figures are rumored to be extremely wealthy fail to pay a six-figure amount, when that sum is small compared to the assets they'd presumably hold? On social media, Mashaba's posts were pointed, why are they not helping their organization with R140,000 debt? He also suggested that if the top leadership really wanted to, the debt could be settled from hidden cash reserves inside mattresses or furniture, effectively rescuing the ANC from this humiliation. The optics are truly stark. On one hand, you have a political party that claims to lead, to govern, to serve the nation. On the other, that same party is being legally forced to surrender basic office items because it cannot, or will not, honor obligations. Mashaba's messaging is potent because it taps into contradictions that many citizens already suspect, that there is a gulf between the riches of political elites and the institutional capacity of their own party. Critics of the ANC argue this episode reflects deeper governance and accountability failures. If a party cannot manage its own finances, can it credibly claim to manage public funds? Some point out that repeated legal defeats in the ANC Ezulweni saga, in 2020, 2022, and at higher courts, indicate systemic error or negligence. Others suggest that this is not merely an administrative lapse but a symbolic moment of reckoning, that the institutions built by liberation movements must be held to the same financial discipline they demand of others. Meanwhile, the ANC has offered pushback. Some voices within the party claim that the contract was entered into without proper authorization by staffers, or challenge the legitimacy of the debt claim altogether. The party has delayed and appealed, but courts and appeals have largely sided with Ezulweni, leaving fewer legal options. And the stakes are high. Beyond political embarrassment, if the seizure proceeds to auction, ANC will lose equipment, office infrastructure, credibility. The wider narrative is just as dangerous, a prevailing story that political leaders may enrich themselves while their own party becomes financially insolvent in small but telling ways. For the audience watching, this isn't just a petty news story. It's a spotlight moment, a mirror held up to power. When those who govern can't run their own house, how can they ask the public to trust them with bigger responsibilities? Expect more from this saga. Will the ANC find hidden funds? Will donors step in last minute? Will legal appeals delay or reverse the seizure? And how will Mashaba and other opposition figures use this moment to galvanize political momentum? Subscribe, like, and turn on notifications, because in days ahead, we'll be tracking every court filing, every reaction from the ANC leadership, and every twist in this financial and political showdown. You don't want to miss how this chapter ends.